So today we're going to be creating this look. I got this idea to use all my most expensive products on my face at once by Paulina Beauty. She's the one that I saw do this first. I'm sure it's been done many times before, but she was my inspiration for this video. I will link her channel up here. We also did a collab, I want to say about a week and a half ago now. I will also leave that video up there for you and down in the description if you want to check it out. So yeah, let's just get into this video. Okay, I'm gonna start off doing my eyes first today. So I'm gonna start off by priming by using the MAC Paint Pot. This was $22. And I'm going to try to keep most of these little clips pretty short because I don't want this to be a tutorial because we'll be here until tomorrow. And I'm mostly going to focus on the product themselves, how much they cost, and whether or not I like them. And this primer I think is absolutely amazing. I haven't really tried too many primers, but I feel like I don't need to because I just really love this one so much and I feel like it's worth every penny, and it lasts a really long time as well. So the reason I'm doing my eyes first today is because some of the palettes that I'm going to be using do have a lot of fallout, and maybe it's cheating but I'm using two palettes, but basically what I wanted to use was this Pat McGrath palette, and this one doesn't have any mattes, so I'm also pulling out my Natasha Denona Sunset palette, and I'm going to start off by just packing this red shade all over my lid. And this Natasha Denona palette retails for $128, which is absolutely insane. Do I think it's worth the money? No. The shadows are good, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like eyeshadows have come such a long way these days, and like brands like Juvia's Place are just already so good, and they're so much cheaper that like spending this much money on one eyeshadow palette just seems ridiculous to me now. And I really don't see myself ever buying any more of Natasha Denona's eyeshadow palettes unless there's a color story that like really speaks to me. And even then, like, the palette needs to be amazing for me to keep it, and I can see myself like trying a lot of her palettes again and then returning them if they're not absolutely amazing. Next, before putting on the Pat McGrath shadow, I'm going to take my Too Faced glitter glue because I find that Pat McGrath tend to crease on me, and I don't know why, but all her shimmers, I have a really hard time not making them crease on my lips, so I'm going to just pack some of that glitter glue like right in the middle of my eye, where I plan on putting the metallic, which is like all over pretty much, so I just want to make sure I have a little like base coat of glue before I go in with that. And I'm going to take this brown red shade down here and pack this all over my lid. I gotta make sure I do this just before the glue dries on me. So I'm just packing this all over my mobile lid and trying not to get it up into my crease too much because I want to be able to blend this out. Now for the Pat McGrath shadows, do I think they're worth it? Absolutely. I think her quality is absolutely amazing, especially these foils. They're so nice. I do wish they didn't crease on me, but that's not her fault. Like, that has nothing to do with her formula. That's just because of my hooded lids, I'm pretty sure. Because I know a lot of people who have hooded eyes and they don't struggle with this, so it's definitely on my part and not because the formula is bad anyway. Like, I didn't even spray my brush to put this on and it already looks so good. Next, I'm going to try to blend this out in my crease using this red shade. I'm not sure how that is going to go, but I'm going to use that dry. And I might get a little fallout doing this, but that's okay. Because I find that you can use these shades in your crease if you want to. You can use them wet, you can use them dry, and they work both ways, but obviously, I mean, it is a shimmery shade, so there will probably be some fallout when you put it in your crease. That's just the nature of them. But I do really like the gradient that this gives. Oh, and this palette costs $125. I don't know if I said that. And I'll be honest and say that if she comes out with another palette that looks really nice and up my alley, there's a chance that I would pick it up even though it's hella expensive. So before I move on to my face, I'm going to just wipe away the little bit of fallout that I do have. It's not too much, but it's enough that any primer I put on top is going to smudge it all over the place. So I'm just going to clean this up real fast. So next we're going to prime my face, and for primer today I'm going to be using these Farsali Unicorn drops. These are $52, which it sounds like a lot, but honestly a bottle of this lasts such a long time, and I really like the way it feels on my skin. I find that my foundation really glides over it super nicely, and I can see myself repurchasing this. The bottle that I've had now, I've had for 3.5 months, I think, and I want to say I still have like half of it left. So if this little thing can last me for 6 months, I mean, I think that's pretty good value. And I'm sure a lot of other primers don't last that long and they're just as expensive. So I really like that. For foundation today, the most expensive one that I have in my collection currently is this Dior Undercover Forever foundation. I really like this. The shade is a little bit too light for me right now, but that's okay. We'll just work with it. And I love that it comes in like a little squeezy tube. I'm actually going to use this little fluffy BH Cosmetics brush to apply this with. I started trying this a couple of days ago because all my brushes are pretty dirty and I was like, I need a new brush to put on my foundation with. And I just like tried this for fun and like I really like how it applies my foundation. So yeah, I never thought I'd be one to apply foundation with like a fluffy brush, but it just works really well. And I find that it doesn't really leave any streaks on my face. Also, I like this foundation because it's very easy to spread out and it doesn't dry very quickly on you. So you don't have to work super fast, and it also gives very good coverage. It does smell a little bit like old people. And I mean this in the best way possible, but it just smells like, you know, like luxury makeup. Like it all kind of seems to have the same kind of scent. So if that's something that bothers you, you probably would not like this foundation, but I really like it. And as you can see, it has really good coverage. Like it pretty much covered all of my little pimples and spots I have on my face right now. And I haven't even gone in with concealer, so I like this foundation a lot. I definitely think it's worth the $52. For my concealer, I'm going to use my Tarte Shape tape, and I think this is $24. In the end of the video, I will put up like a total of how much everything on my face costs. And I will also put up like the individual prices, especially like if I messed up. Again, just taking a BH Cosmetics brush. I will link this brush set down in the description box because I really like it. To set my face, I'm going to pretty much use the only powder that I have, and this is the Cover FX setting powder. I like this powder, but honestly I'm getting kind of sick of it because I have 3 of these now. And the first one I bought myself and I liked it, and then I got sent another one by Influencer to review. And then my friend recently was like, hey, I have some more Cover FX powder, I don't really like it, do you want it? So I was like, well, I mean, if you're not gonna use it, I guess I'll take it. So basically I've had 3 of these now and I kind of want to try something new. So if you guys have any suggestions, if you have tried the Cover FX powder, let me know which other powders are your favorites, because I would love to try another one. Next, I'm going to spritz a little bit of Fix Plus. I always do this after applying powder just to kind of melt the powder in. For brows, I'll be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and this is in the shade Dark Brown. And I really like these pens, I think they're awesome. So for bronzer, I'm going in with my Chocolate Soleil bronzer by Too Faced, and this is not super expensive. I want to say it's $30, but honestly, bronzers is one of those things that I just don't really like to spend a lot of money on, because I feel like drugstore bronzers are almost just as good as high-end bronzers, so even $30 for me is kind of a lot to spend on a bronzer. So, but I do really like this, and I literally just got it in my mouth and it tastes like chocolate, so I'm not complaining about that. For blush today, I'm going to use my Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush palette. It looks like this. And the reason why I don't really use this much is because it has half creams and half powders, and I don't really like to use cream products because I like to powder my face before I go in with bronzer and blush. So I'm going to dip into the powder blush. It's this one right here. And it's okay, but I find that the whole point of this palette is that you're supposed to use the cream first and then put the powders on top. And I understand that because the powders don't really last on me very long. Like they look nice on first application. Like I like the color of this and I think it looks really nice, but unless you put down that first base layer of the cream, the powders don't really stick to your face. I'm also going to put a little bit of powder right on my nose, on the bridge of my nose. I've been really liking that look lately. It kind of looks like you've been out in the sun and you've gotten a little bit red. And I think it looks really cute. Now for that palette, do I think it's worth the money? If you like using cream products, then yes, it is a really good product. It's just not really for me. For my highlight today, I'm going to go in with my Dior Backstage highlighting palette. I freaking love this and I think it's worth every penny. And today I'm going to use the gold shade up here. And this is definitely my favorite in this palette. I just think it looks stunning. And I find that it's really hard to over apply this. Like, it never starts to look chunky, it just kind of looks wetter the more you put on. And I like the effect that it gives on my face. And I know the lighting might not be the best for you guys to pick up on my highlights and stuff. Obviously, if you have ring lights and like a whole lighting setup, it's going to be a lot easier to really show off your makeup. And since I'm just filming in natural lighting, it doesn't show up as much as it would if I had like a light reflecting on it. But I'll do some close-ups at the end and you guys can see what I'm talking about. And to finish my face, I'm gonna use this little Hourglass finishing powder. And this is in the shade Luminous Light. I really like this product. So this is the mini and it was $22. I'm just gonna use this to buff all over my skin. And it just leaves like a really nice sheen on your face without looking like you just put highlighter everywhere. It's just like really nice. And I think this is worth every single penny. Like, I will repurchase this as soon as I'm out because I do not want to go a day in my life without it. So I took my hair down because if you've ever had bangs and you like pull your hair back, like your bangs will like start to lay in that position. It's really hard to like restyle them again after, so I try to keep them off of my face as little as possible because it's just really hard. Otherwise I have to like go wash them and style them again. So that's that. And now I'm going to go on with the rest of my eyes. And I'm going to dip back into my Natasha Denona palette. And I'm going to just smudge this red shade all across my lower lash line. For my inner corner, I'm obviously going to go in with a little bit of Stila. And this is in the shade Beauty Junkie. And these all retail for $24. And honestly, I think they are worth the money. If you get enough use out of them, I think they are incredible. And they add so much to your look without having to really work for it. Like, do you see the pop that made in my eye right now? Like, that is just unreal. So I can't actually use my most expensive eyeliner because the one I have is in purple. And I don't really think that purple goes with this look. So I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Liner. This is a dark green and it's in the shade Mars. This could probably be like a nice holiday look with the red and the green together. But I like it. I think it looks cool. For my upper liner, I'm going to use my DHC liquid liner, which is the only one I have and the only one that I love and probably the only one that I will keep purchasing for a long time. I get these on Amazon. I will link them down below if you want to check them out. They're by far my holy grail liner and I absolutely love it. If you try the new Fenty one, apparently this is very similar to that. So if you like that one, maybe check this one out because it's cheaper. For mascara, I'm going to use my Bad Gal Bang mascara. I don't know how much I have left in this. It's pretty dried out, but it is the most expensive mascara that I have and I really like it. And so I'm going to try to use the last little bit that I have left in here. And this is honestly one of my favorite mascaras of all time. Like, I just love this formula so much, but it dries out so quickly on me. Let me know if any of you guys have this mascara and how long it takes you to go through it, because honestly, after like 3 weeks of using this for me, it's just like so dry that I don't think it looks that good anymore. I mean, I can make it work, but it's just not the same as when it's like totally new. Also, just in general, how often do you guys buy new mascaras? Like, if you use the same one every single day, how long does it take for you to go through it too? Because I find myself buying new mascaras every 6 weeks or so, I want to say. And I know they're supposed to last longer than that, but maybe I just use too much. Or I think I just like my mascaras when they're fresh. So for lips today, I'm totally aware that this might not really match my look, but this is the most expensive lipstick that I have, and it is the Dior Rouge Metallic in the shade Poison Metal. And it's a very dark metallic brown shade. So here's the finished look, and even though I don't have the most expensive products in every category, like, all this stuff really adds up. I will put the total up on the screen right here, and it's kind of mind-blowing that like all the products on my face cost that much money. Do I think I could get the same result using cheaper products? Absolutely. But sometimes it's fun to splurge on makeup, and sometimes there are just stuff that you really want that just speaks to you, and then, you know, when things just make you that happy, I feel like it's worth the money. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any other ideas like this that you want to see me do. I can also do one using all my cheapest products. That might be kind of fun to do as well. If you are new to my channel, I hope you would consider subscribing, and if you're already a subscriber, I love you so much, and I hope I will see you all in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!